Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you as always from Little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia, joined today by Dr. Sharon Grossman. Sharon, a very warm welcome. Where are you hanging out?
I just moved to Miami Beach where it's in the 90s
You,
and so very hot and humid, but we love it. Lots of palm trees,
serious?
ocean, and outdoor swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, you'd want that if it's 90 degrees plus. It's like 35 Celsius. That's very hot and humid too, I'm sure. So,
Totally.
folks, now you know where she lives. You can pop in and say hello when you're in the neighborhood. Dr. Sharon Grossman coaches six-figure professionals struggling with anxiety, overwhelm, burnout, on how to prime their brain for success so they can live a more focused, fun, and fulfilled life with ease. And you can do that in just 15 minutes a day. So Dr. Sharon's going to show us how to do that. The title for today's session is How to Train Your Brain for Success. Now, I have a little bit of inside knowledge, folks, because I know some of the transformations. I've been to Sharon's website. We've worked together. So I know how utterly life-changing this concept is. So I do recommend you listen up and listen up good, because when you train your brain for success, everything reflects that in your life, your relationships, your health, not just your business. Better get started. Sharon, our 7 minutes, how to train your brain for success. You're going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. Our time starts now. Question number one is, who's your ideal client?
Yeah, so I like to call them self-improvement junkies who are just tired of being stuck in their limiting beliefs, their negative self-talk, distressing emotions, or self-sabotage, and who are committed to working on their mental health to unleash their potential.
Perfect. Thank you. And question number two, 6.5 minutes left still. What's the problem you solve for them?
So what I do is I help them reprogram their subconscious mind so that changing anything that isn't aligned with what they want is easily done. So it doesn't take up a lot of effort, and it can happen in a matter of weeks. And I call the process brain priming. It's essentially helping your mind focus on what you want and taking it out of that autopilot mode, kind of like when you're painting a dark colored wall. You prime, then paint. Otherwise, you'd need multiple coats of paint, and it's just exhausting.
And it all comes off as anyway if you don't prime properly. So
Yep.
change your mind, change your world. Question number three, 5.5 minutes left. How would you describe some of the typical symptoms that these personal development people are passionate about that? What are they experiencing that gives them a heads up that they need to find out more about priming?
So what they notice is there's a lot of anxiety, frustration, and despair because they're stuck in a loop. So
Right.
they may have tried a lot of different things
Yeah.
and nothing's really made a dent.
Right.
And they may not believe that it's even possible to change.
Wow.
Or, right? Or they try something and it helps for a bit, but it doesn't stick. Kind of like
Right.
when you go on a diet and you lose a few pounds, but then you gain them all back.
Right. And that's part of the magic of what you're doing is that it's actually reasonably simple to apply it. So let's go to question four. We've got 5 minutes left. We're talking about people who tend to be passionate about courses and workshops and methodologies and techniques. They're always trying to fulfill their potential and have peace of mind, but also to help other people and live a fulfilling life. So the trying stuff is what I'm saying. So question four is, what are some of the common things, the mistakes that you see people making before they find the solution, the power of priming solution?
Yeah. So what I notice is that they focus a lot on changing their behaviors. So for instance, when they want to lose weight, they focus on restricting their food intake, their calorie counting, rather than managing their emotions, which is what's leading them to overeat. So
Right.
another example is instead of increasing their self-compassion, they focus on driving themselves harder and they end up burning out.
Wow.
So behavioral change can work, but the thing is it's a lot harder to accomplish and to sustain. And that's because our behaviors are driven by our emotional state, which result from our thinking, and that goes back to our beliefs. So in the work that I do, I really focus from the top down, and it makes life so much easier because if you believe something, everything below that becomes aligned. You don't have to work so hard to change.
Like a waterfall cascading. So beliefs
That's right.
affecting the thoughts, affecting the emotions, affecting the behavior. Not starting with the behavior because it's difficult and you probably end up going nuts. That makes a lot of sense. There's 3.5 minutes left. Question 5. What I'm after here is like a top tip. Something it's not going to solve the whole problem, but it might start the ball rolling, might start taking people in the right direction.
Yeah. So what I would recommend, almost like a little exercise that you can do, is take out a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, write down on the left side all the areas where you feel stuck in your life.
Right.
And then across from each of those items on the right side, write what would be possible if you got unstuck in each of those areas. So for instance, if you struggle with anxiety, what would life be like if you didn't worry so much? And keep going down the list like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you become more aware of, number one, where am I being held back in my life? What am I hoping to get rid of? And what is possible for me on the other side?
Beautiful. Simple exercise. Go do it, folks. 2.5 minutes left. Question number 6, a valuable free resource. Where can we direct people that they can go and find out more about this solution?
Yeah, so maybe brain priming is something that you're not familiar with. You want to learn a little bit more. So I've actually created a mini course all about how you can train your brain for success in 5 steps. And it explains to you there also about how the mind works, takes you through what brain priming really is, takes you through those 5 steps. And I know, Tom, you're going to share the link, but it's bit.ly/the power of priming. And we're giving you a free access code, so you get access to that course for free.
And the code, folks, is free gift, one word. Title, not sure if it's case sensitive, but it might be. So it's not. Okay, so cool. So free gift, one word. bit.ly, that's bit.ly/the power of priming. Thank you so much for that. That is going to be a big help to a lot of people. Question number 7, and we've got a full 80 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't? No pressure.
So a question is, what is an example of what's possible with brain priming?
Ooh, wonderful.
And what I would say is more self-awareness, to be able to pause and really recognize the choices that you have instead of being on autopilot. And when you can do that, you can be nicer to yourself. You can keep your emotions in check. You can be the version of yourself that you want to be around others. And there's really no better gift that you can give yourself.
Oh, God, it sounds like paradise. Dr. Sharon Grossman, thanks so much for your time and your insights.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.